How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today what we're going to do is look at another community questions post that we have put on there, which was asking you all what update was your favorite in 2021. Seeing as we're coming towards the end of the year, I figured it was worth asking what you guys enjoyed the most out of the year. And even though I assume most of them are going to be about Elder God Wars, of course, there is actually quite a few that are about other stuff as well, or just very specific things. So it is really interesting to go through these, and I hope that you do find it interesting and enjoying as well. I quite like finding out what sort of things people have enjoyed because it gives a different perspective on the game. Like, personally myself, it is usually just all about the bosses, but when I put questions out like this, it's kind of like a reminder that a lot of people actually play for so many different things, like the lore on quests and all that sort of stuff, and just lots of little different things affect people differently. Anyway, if you do enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's get going, shall we? Alright, so the first comment says, in general, the Elder God Wars, specifically the lore. I love how it's been all coming together since While Guthix Sleeps. I know it goes back further, but that was a big turning point. It's so exciting. So this is literally what I was saying at the beginning, right? There is so many people that are just playing this game, or the main reason they play this game, or the most enjoyment they get out of it, comes from the quests and the lore. And that's because Jagex do an amazing job with the quests and the lore in this game. Like, they do such a good job. It is so much better than most MMOs in the way that they just don't just throw like on stupid quests of, well, go do this, kill 10 things, bring it back, and that's pretty much as far as the questing goes. In RuneScape, they've clearly spent so many hours putting this stuff together, and they've put so much thought into it, and the way that quests tie into each other, and there's like a series on certain quests, and all the lore comes together as you unlock new quests. And the fact that when they bring out a new quest, it sort of continues on. It's almost like they've planned ahead for years of like lore together, and they might have done. They might have already planned out what's going to happen in like the next year of quests, the next 2 years of quests, so that it all makes sense when it ties together. But that's so much freaking work and so much effort that is unreal. So if they have done that to make it all make sense, and suddenly it doesn't just like randomly not make sense, it's actually really impressive. But yeah, I know a lot of people really enjoy the lore in Elder God Wars, so even though I don't really pay attention to it much, the little things that I have seen and the amount of people I've seen saying that it's so freaking good, and the amount of people I know that never used to bother with quests but now do and wish they could have like go back and get all the lore from all the quests they've missed, like they must have been doing something right. So I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree about this in the comments, but sometimes I do wish there was something that you could go back to and just watch all the cutscenes of just the quests so you can catch from the lore that way, even if you skipped it in the past. I think that'd be a pretty cool addition. I don't know, what do you guys reckon? The next comment says, Elder God Wars by far. The way it changed Magic and made it so much more fun. Magic being my favourite style. The release of the Fractured Staff of Armadyl, Greater Concentrated Blast, Zuk Cape, and even Magma Tempest pre-nerf made me have more fun in RuneScape than I've had in quite a while. Hope to see some good Adrengain updates for Melee, so I can have a blast using that again too. I must admit, this is probably pretty similar to one of the favourite things that I've seen this year as well. That the magic buff, being able to use magic again without it being ridiculously behind, is definitely so good. Even before most of the buffs, I was still using magic because I was just stubborn and I liked it and I preferred it. Even though my kill times were a lot slower, I didn't care. I just wanted to use magic, and this person says it was their favourite style as well, so I'm sure they're very happy to be able to get back to it, like they say. I think there's quite a lot of people at the moment waiting for range to get their tier 95 because they just sort of feel like they're a bit left out, and I can completely understand that. I'm very interested to see what they do come up with because the ECB is going to be really hard to balance, and I think that's maybe why it's been delayed. I don't know if they've said anywhere or not, but the ECB with something new is going to be such a big buff. Like, ECB is not going to fall off. It's not going to be not needed unless they make it so it doesn't work, and then you kind of pick between both. But at the same time, you feel a bit ripped off because you can't use the ECB and the new weapon. I don't know. It's going to be hard to balance, but range, I think range will be ahead of Magic in DPS wise when that comes out. They're pretty close now, I think. I'm pretty sure they're pretty close. Like, the staff's really freaking strong, but I think on average they're pretty close, and once the range tier 95 comes out, I wouldn't be surprised if it does push past Magic. But Magic has so much utility and so much use to it that I don't think it needs to be best DPS. I really don't. Even if it was third in DPS rank, I think it'd be fine because of the way that you can use that intercept and stuff, and the heals and animate dead and stuff. It just has so much more use than a lot of the other combat styles in that sort of sense, and I love it. That's what I actually like about Magic the most. Not just the fact that it does the most DPS at the moment, but all the utility it has. So I can definitely agree with this one. I've loved the fact that Magic's come back into a really good place, and I'm interested to see what happens when we see our tier 95 dual wield Magic. Imagine if that comes out before tier 95 range, people would be livid. The next comment says, the party hat was the best update for me because it made me play more, and trying to get a shard makes me happy once you get it. The Jagex has done a great job with the freaking golden party hat. So many people came back to play the game, and I think Protox even made a video talking about it very recently, maybe even yesterday, possibly, very recently anyway, showing how many people actually came back to the game, and then skills that were being going up to 99s and stuff, and this has made a lot of difference. Like, if people have only come back just for the golden party hat, a lot of those players will also get sucked in and get like addicted again, because that's just how RuneScape works. If you take a break or you quit in quotation marks, all it really takes is literally like what, 10 minutes of playing again, and you're like, okay, yeah, no, we're back for another year at least. Like this is how it works. But the golden party hat is great. Like, I normally don't do a lot of skills, and it's made me do all the skills that you needed to do. I bought the one shard for 30 mil. I don't have the premium membership thing, so I didn't get that one. I didn't do the quest because I hate quests, even though I really want to do it because I want those robes. Those robes are freaking awesome. But I am just the Yak Track one off, but I've been doing skilling to get through the Yak Track one as well because of the skill and kill thing. And I've been skilling while editing and stuff, so it has done quite a bit. And it's really cool to see like all these people coming back too. I always love when RuneScape gets a spike in player base. Not only because that means there's a potential for more viewers for myself, which is obviously a great thing, but just seeing more people in the game, seeing the game more popular again is something that I always want to see. So hopefully Jagex comes up with more stuff like this. It's not necessarily party hats and giving stuff like that away, but events and all that sort of stuff like free death weeks is great for bringing people back as well. They're doing a good job. Can't really say much bad about Jagex at the moment that I can think of. Maybe. I'm pretty sure there's nothing at the moment, so that's good. But the golden party hat, I'm almost certain that a lot of people watching will absolutely love this update because it gives you something special, right? And you can make it yourself, and it does give you that sort of like happiness or the satisfaction when you finally get that shard. I did so long on thieving, freaking ages on thieving. When I finally got it, I was buzzing. I was like, yes, I've finally got it. It's done. Oh, I'm nearly there, one shard off, and it's a good feeling. They've done a really good job of it, and it carries across with the feel of RuneScape as well, with the achievement and whatnot. So cannot complain whatsoever. Okay, comment number 4 says, Elder God Wards or the bank changes, both were very nice. The bank rework, I assume, is what you're talking about, the bank changes. And honestly, Just Wolf, I am so surprised by this comment. And a lot of you are going to be thinking, wait a second, the bank changes weren't in 2021. Or a lot of you are going to be thinking, oh yeah, the bank changes was good, I forgot about that. Do you know why you forgot? It was way ages ago. It was in 2019. We got the bank rework in 2019. When Just Wolf said this, I thought, oh yeah, I forgot about the bank rework actually. That was such a good update. Like, it was so good. It was so convenient, and it definitely needed to do. Like, remember the old bank? So freaking bad. But after thinking about it for a little while, I did think, when did it actually release? Did it release in 2021 or was it 2020? So I quickly Googled it, of course, as you would. Gotta check your facts in videos and stuff. 2019. The bank rework went live on September the 30th, 2019. It blew me away. That's how long it's been since the bank rework. What the frick? This is probably because of something like COVID just kind of made a year disappear, I guess. At least it did for me. Do you guys feel the same? Like, do you feel like the bank rework could possibly not have been 2019? Like, what the frick? I am so surprised by this. So that's why I wanted to include this one. But the bank rework is such a good update, and I want to just include it because I'm blown away. Like, I don't know, I can't get past it. I keep saying that. I said that about 9 times, but yeah, insane. But it does kind of go to show that there's been a lot of good stuff added, even like back then. It's not just been recently that they've done really well. It's been back then as well, so it's good to see that it has been kind of consistent, and the bank rework was so good. I mean, there's a few things even now that I'd be like, you know what, we could have a little bit of something else, like maybe some more bank spaces or something like that, but that was definitely a good change. Unless you're talking about some different changes that I've completely missed here, but I think that was what you were meaning. But if not, let me know, Just Wolf, and I apologize if I've got this completely wrong, but damn, I can't believe it was that long ago. Okay, next comment says, my favorite thing is how much they've been communicating about the updates and really taking player feedback into account during all the 2021 updates. So even though this isn't about a specific update, I think it's worth mentioning because it's very true. And this video is turning into a proper We Love Jagex video, isn't it? It really is, which kind of makes a change from my normal mood with them, but it's fine. They deserve the credit where credit is due. The communication's actually improved. It really has. There's been loads of times in the past that they've put updates through or something, and there's been things that need fixing and changing, and they've just gone silent, and we're like, what's going on? Is it going to get fixed? Is this happening? What's the next thing? And it's like, I don't know. There's been times like this. There has. but it seems like with these updates, the recent updates, it's got a lot better. It does seem like that, and it's good. Like it's obviously good. There's never anything bad about more communication, so it's great to be hearing from that sort of thing. And there is some sides of it that still need a little bit of communication, I suppose, sometimes, but normally they're pretty good on delivering on stuff, and they're pretty good on communicating with it in that as well, and fixes seem to be going through pretty damn quick too. So it's definitely a positive thing. Like, they've done really well, and I completely agree with this person. The communication on the updates and stuff and taking player feedback is actually going really well, and it's great to see. Alright, so to avoid this video dragging on forever, that is going to be the last comment that we use. However, I want to just mention personally what my favourite update was, and it's going to be something to do with Magic 2, and I'm sure there's probably other updates in the year that I've completely forgot about and that people haven't mentioned here, but my favourite update out of the whole of 2021, not going to lie, was Crypt Bloom Armor. And I talked about this in a recent video, saying how Crypt Bloom Armor has changed the game for me and made it so much more accessible to certain content. Like, I've been able to do Solak as the tank, I've been able to do AOD as the tank, and of course, it is not the most optimal thing to do, to use it in tanking and stuff, but you know what? It makes life easier. It makes it possible for me to do it without like being stressed about it and having to put in way too many hours to learn how to do it, and I can make mistakes and not get too punished for it. So I'm very happy about that. Like, I am very happy to be able to get into that content, and I can tank like raids and stuff as well. So for me, Crypt Bloom Armor has been absolutely great, and the buffs for magic and stuff as well. But I think the Crypt Bloom Armor should be something that gets then spread to melee and range as well. I feel like giving people who use melee and range access to the same sort of access to bosses that I've got with that is really important, because you can unlock so much content that you wouldn't normally do just by having that. For example, I can solo Karapak in hard mode in Elite Tectonic, I can do that, but I choose to use the Crypt Bloom Armor because it just makes it more chill and easy for me. Like, it's still a challenge to the point where on the last phase you still have to use the defensives in the right order. You can't just ignore the damage. Like, it's so much damage, you still have to pay attention to it, but you can make some mistakes and get through it easier, and it doesn't punish you as hard. And while I do think challenge is a great thing, I also think that allowing those players to have something to get into that high-end content, like tanking bosses and stuff with their friends, is pretty important as well. And the fact that it's not like the most ideal situation to do it, like you don't necessarily want to be using Crypt Bloom Armor everywhere, but you can do, and as long as it gives you that option to actually do it, then I think that's good, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad about the purchase that I did. Of course, it's gone up in price since I bought it as well, and I probably don't plan on selling any of it anyway because I get so much use out of it. So I think it's a really good idea, and they've just come up with some great ideas. Jagex have had some incredible ideas this year, especially with the Elder God Wars. They've done a good job. But anyway, that's going to be it from me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, get in the comments, let me know what your favorite update of this year has been, whether you agree with anything that people have said or disagree, or just basically talk about what your favorite is. It's just a positive video all around, I think. All positive stuff, yeah. Let's stick with that. But thank you so much to my channel members for your extra support on the channel. I really appreciate it. You guys are like, you guys are crazy. It helps out so much. I really appreciate it. And of course, if anyone else wants to join the channel members, there's a join button by the sub button. You can click that and it'll come up with all the perks you can get while you support the channel. And like I say, it helps out a ton. So thank you very much. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.